and I'm like a minute from home.
Oh, you're A-okay. All right.
Reverend David, you have a mask on. What's that about?
I always have a mask on.
Or do you? I guess I just haven't noticed. I must be,
I don't have it all the way on.
well, I noticed it wasn't going to be doing too much good except warming your chin.
Yeah. Well, good afternoon
Good afternoon.
and welcome to your self-realization class. Let's have a few words. Mother, Father, God, as we come together here today, we ask your infinite light of protection we place around and through each and every one, that only the highest and best will come forth in our thoughts, words, and actions. And through those thoughts, words, and actions, let it lead to a better understanding of our own selves. So we meet those on our path to a better understanding of them. Give thanks for this day. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, we're going to be talking about faith today. As a mind power, it's located in the body and the pineal gland in the middle of the brain and everything. And you know, this is one of the most confusing things I went through when I was just learning metaphysics and spiritualism and everything with faith, you know, and I was having a real struggle with it, and my doctor, Dr. Beck, come up and said, "No, David, when you plant corn in the ground, what happens?" Well, what do you get from me? I get corn. So, well, how do you know that? I said, well, I just know that from experiences, and I know that my family made me in charge of the garden, and every time I put corn in the ground, corn came up. So that, and he said, that knowing is what faith is, that there's certain feeling that you have when you plant corn, there's no mistake, it's going to be corn and everything. And so, and this is what faith is that is knowing and everything like this. And when you know that every seed that you have in our life, thoughts are seeds, and every thought has that knowing within you. Whatever you think, that feeling, that's what it is. Now, if you think it's uncomfortable, then it's going to be uncomfortable. If it's pleasant, then it's going to be pleasant and everything. And they have a lot of attributes for faith, you know, it's trust, belief, you know, and belief has been taught. Knowing, I stopped using the word faith for many years ago, and I just make, every time I hear faith, I'm knowing. I use the understanding of knowing, because I know that when I plant something, I know that's what it's going to be and everything. And so the ability to know is such a powerful energy to have and everything. And as the world goes along and everything like this, look at all the things when you feel you know something, and ask yourself, was that taught to you or was that from knowing? And belief is a concept that religion has taught and everything. And so when things are taught to you, you look to who the teacher was. And so the ability to decipher that what is known is within your own understanding and own way. There's many things that we live in life that have been taught. And I'm not saying all teaching is terrible or anything like this, but I know one thing, there's a difference between being taught and knowing. And there's just a powerful energy of knowing, you know, that you know, when I first started giving messages, the first message I gave, I felt like a fool. I was silly. I thought I was silly and foolish and everything like this. And after the service that we had, we used to have a Friday healing and message circle service here at the chapel on Friday nights, and there would be 30 or 40 people at that service. That person came up to me afterwards and said, She knew exactly what I was talking about. And then if I had not received that, I probably wouldn't have gone up against everything. My teaching was being and was doing. Everything you do has a purpose and everything. And everything you do has an idea that goes along with it. Then you go your imagination, your understanding, your will, and all the powers come into there and everything like this. But well, when I decided to find out who taught me certain things and everything like this, and some of the things that were taught to me, I didn't really care for their character or for what they were. But here I was, I'm living that, and are we really living what we are and everything? And so it takes strength, confidence, and courage to live who you are and to be who you are and live with knowing. And as you know, then you are and everything. And so we have a difficult time in this world trying to figure out what's the best for us, anything like this, And then when someone gets really strong in their argument or their abilities to say something or anything like this, and they're trying to get their point across, and I find myself having a difficult time concentrate on him. Now, why am I feeling this way? And then I go into my experience of who taught me this and everything. And then when I get to the memory of who taught me this way, I have a better understanding of why I'm that way. And usually what would happen, some other ideas would come up upon what they were talking about, and when you have the ability to know that thing, and the rules of this universe we're subject to, and when I love the corn, because it's such a powerful asset of what we are and everything like this, is that when you put 3 kernels of corn together and put them 3 feet apart, I always kind of wondered why they did that. And then I realized that when the corn starts coming up through the ground, it looks like a weed. And if you didn't have the knowing of where you planted it, you would probably pull it. And then you have to start all over again and everything. And so all the qualities of that seed are, and it looks like that too, And then when it goes to the process of part of knowing is knowing the process of manifestation. Why is it that the corn has a stalk? Have you ever stopped to really think of why that is? The main reason for that is so that the stalk can hold the corn, the ears, while the ears are forming the kernels. It takes strength and confidence in there, and so that's what's building when you're developing an idea and everything. Is that confidence and security is part of that knowing and everything like that. And the more you do that, I had a student one time, she didn't believe that I had 200 hundreds of kernels of corn on the ear, and she's in class, she said that, and then, but she said, I stopped counting after 200. And so, and we're subject to that same law. The importance of what we're talking about tonight is that we're subject to that law. From 3 kernels of corn, you get 3 or 4 ears of corn in one stalk, and we're subject to that same principle. So that also goes in all kinds of directions and everything like this. If you are disturbed with yourself or unpleasant with yourself, that's a manifestation too. And it builds up and builds up, and you have a heavy load to do. And so when you built that load, you can take care of that and everything like this. And so the abilities that you have in knowing that the ideas that you have are wonderful. And I also found the first thing to do is don't tell other people about your ideas, because they'll find ways to say they're not for them. And you ever hear someone say, so why do you want to do a thing like that? And the reason they're saying that is because I will not want to do a thing like that. So know that you have the ability to form a happy and healthy and wealthy life, and concentrate on that. Let that be your seeds and everything like this. And so the ability to understand the principles of this universe is like a garden. Metaphysically, garden is hand in hand with you, and there's certain knowings to do along with this. When you plant a garden, you just don't put the seed in the ground and walk away in 3 or 4 months, come back later and do it. You cultivate, you weed, you nurture, and what is cultivating is keeping things loose and everything. Nurturing is putting the water and the different chemicals that are beneficial for you and everything like this. And the most powerful thing to do is weed. What are the weeds in our lives? People. Start weeding the people in your life. And this is one of the things I found that is hindrance to people's growth, because the people in your life are very important to you. And it comes to time that to weed that person, you slow that down and everything like that. But it usually happens naturally. When you are developing, it goes along and everything like this, and you'll find that there are certain people who you'll start seeing less of. When that happens, just know that what's happening now is that person is leaving your presence. Don't fight it, let it go. And know that other people will be coming in there that are moving on the path of unfoldment as you are, and you'll be able to be more comfortable in your own being and everything. Change is constant, and so know that the constancy is the change that's going on within you, and there. So faith is knowing, and that's the main thing I want to get across tonight is knowing. It's not blind or anything like this. Faith is knowing, and you have all the faculties within you to let you know what that knowing is. You have knowledge within you. If you have a concern about the knowledge that's being, concentrate on that knowledge, and you will get that information from your soul, and then the experiences that you have and everything. So we have tremendous amount of knowledge within us, and that's knowing, and that's not being taught. You are the one who has the knowing. Okay. Any comments tonight?
That's A-okay to me.
Sounds good. I think the one piece that maybe sometimes people miss is you kind of have to be in an environment where it's okay to search and find. Some people are in an environment where anytime you say anything that's outside of the culturally okay thing, and then you get shushed up and, oh, that can't be true. That isn't true. When you're really young, and that stops everything.
Well, when you're in a situation like that, that tells you there's another place that's healthier for you. Be aware of that.
Lady J, were you mentioning like if they were little, like if they were a child?
Yeah, I was thinking of some of the children that are, in their parents are on drugs, and
Yeah.
there's just so much. I mean, just survival. I have a friend she's a wonderful person now, but as a child, I mean, she just had to worry about if she's going to get anything to eat for supper, or if she's going to get beat up every night, so you don't, those important years when she could have been growing, she didn't have any help with it.
Yeah.
I was raised, my father is an alcoholic, and my mother was probably one of the best neighbors I ever met.
Yeah.
And all those conditions, when I left home, I started seeing different people, and I started seeing different things and everything. What's going on?
I don't know, let me change it. You go ahead and keep talking. The host would like you to unmute. Okay, okay, there you go. Oh, you can't unmute on that one.
Huh?
Hold on.
If you unmute him, we can't hear him.
Well, I'm here.
There we go.
All right.
But I was gonna say something on that because,
Go ahead.
you know, you and I both kind of had the same situation there. And in that kind of case, you know, like you have a good point there, Lady J, because for the longest time, you really don't have an option to get out of there. You know, it's like you're stuck in it. And I really felt like I was stuck for the longest time and I could not get out of there quick enough. When it was time, I said, I am moving to New York. They thought I was absolutely insane. And I was. And I came back. But, you know, it was like, I just didn't want to be around, you know.
Well, you know, that's the beauty of life, you know, that we have opportunities to move and get out of situations and everything. And going into the Army, I was forced to go to, and I met different people along the line and everything like this, you know, and I didn't think I had any smarts at all or anything when I was in the Army or anything like this. And I had this one buddy from New Haven, Connecticut. He said, "What are you doing in the Army? And you got so much to get done and everything. Get out." I was getting ready to re-enlist. And I listened to the guy, you know, and I got, why did I do that? And everything like this, you know. And then it took me 3 years to adjust to civilian life. And then when I got the idea to come to Arizona, people say, "What are you running to?" I would say, I'm running away from anything. I'm running to something. And I found out who that was. It was David J. Miller I was running to. And I found him in Tucson, Arizona.
That's cool.
So know that the ideas that you have been taught somewhere along the line, and you have had the experience somewhere along the line to form this. And everything. When you get these ideas and dreams and everything like this, you know, just go out and do it, live it, and you'll have a real pleasant world with it. Any other comments tonight?
That's a good comment.
Okay. Okay. Now at this time, take our love offering and tithe and place it between our hands and just give a blessing before we give. Mother, Father, God, as we place between our hands that which you have given us, the strength and the power to have, we give to the source, to put into the works and to the love, of those that we be on the path of unfoldment, and for the functioning of the abode that you placed in our hands. We put into effect the law of tenfold return to each and every one that gets freely from the heart. And we give thanks for those on Zoom that gives to the UnitedFellowshipChapel.org. Our donation bank is in the middle of the room for a safe distance. Now is our knowing to go to the quiet time within. And so let's concentrate on our breath as we inhale through the nostrils. Just feel the relaxation that's being ignited. Just relax. And as this relaxation moves gently in and around and through you, it turns into something very beautiful called love. This love conquers all disease and blockage and injury in your life, and you recognize this love being alive and active. As you exhale, you release toxins and negative attitudes that you have towards yourself and all people concerned. As you are releasing these toxins and attitudes, they are being dispersed into the I am. Relax, recognize, and release is the breath that's moving ever so gently in and around and through you. And as this breath is moving gently in and around and through you, it starts settling in the feet area, the understanding part of our being. And with each breath, you understand you. As you understand you, you understand the world that you move in. Just relax, recognize, and release. As this healing breath starts moving up to the ankles and up the legs, feeling all tension, frustration, and nervousness leave, just relax, relax, recognize, and release. As this breath moves up the legs, feeling all tension, frustration, and nervousness leave, all the agitations and irritations that you've acquired throughout the day are dissolving. Just relax, recognize, and release. As this healing breath reaches and touches the hips, relax the hips. Know that you're free to move forward in life with vitality, As this healing breath moves up the spine, touching each vertebrae, each nerve, each vessel, you feel light. You feel light. Giving up the burdens that don't belong to you. Take care of the ones that do. And as this breath reaches and touches the shoulders, relax the shoulders. The shoulders represent responsibilities in life. Know that you are doing your responsibilities in life. You do it with freedom and ease. You also allow all other people to let them do their responsibilities with that same freedom and ease. Just relax, recognize, and release. As this breath moves to the face, the back of the head, to the crown of one's head, from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head, you are relaxing, recognizing, and releasing. Being aware of the breath that's within you. And as you are in this relaxed, you notice